Hey dog lovers, if you're searching for an experience-based Invisible Fence GPS collar review, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll be walking you through everything that we experienced while testing out the Invisible Fence GPS collar, including what worked well, what didn't, and whether this might be the right solution for keeping your pup safe in your yard or on the go. I'll cover the top 5 things you need to know about the Invisible Fence GPS collar, from setup and reliability to app functionality and overall experience. I'll also discuss some of the pros and cons that we found during testing so you can make the best decision for you and your furry friend. And as a bonus, I'll share a few tips on how to get the most out of the collar if you decide to give it a try. If you find you like the Invisible Fence GPS collar, click the link in the video description to get an exclusive discount and to help support our channel. First up, let's talk about setup. No one wants a product that takes hours to figure out. The good news is we found that the Invisible Fence GPS collar was actually pretty straightforward to set up. The whole process took us about 2.5 hours, and that includes configuring the subscription service. The app guided us through creating virtual fences and pairing the collar, and it was relatively simple to follow, especially for a first-time setup. However, we did run into a few minor bumps along the way. For instance, the Bluetooth connection didn't work on the first attempt, but it was successful on the second try. If you have any large trees or obstructions in your yard like we did during testing, it could interfere with the connection at first. But once we moved out into an open field, the app actually worked better, and we were able to establish a reliable boundary for our test dog, Kona. Now, the next big point we need to cover is the collar's reliability. We know that when it comes to keeping your dog safe, you need something you can trust. During our testing, we found that the Invisible Fence collar's warning system, beeps, vibrations, and optional static correction worked as expected when my dog crossed the set boundary. Kona, however, wasn't particularly reactive to the beeping or vibrations right from the get-go, as you might expect. It could take some boundary training for your dog to understand the feedback that the collar provides, even if you opt to use the static correction feature. One area where we saw some room for improvement was the live tracking feature. The collar sometimes struggled to show Kona's exact location when she was moving, and it didn't always update her position in real time on the app. Now, this could be an issue if you're relying on it to track your dog's whereabouts if they escape. We noticed this particularly when there were trees or other large objects in the area, but when we moved out to an open soccer field, the tracking improved. If you plan to use this collar, we recommend testing it in different environments to understand how well it works in your space. Open areas will definitely give you the best results. Another key element to consider is the app itself. We tested the Invisible Fence app thoroughly, and while it's user-friendly, it did have a few hiccups. For one, it occasionally took longer than expected to connect to the collar, and the live tracking was sometimes delayed. This can be frustrating if you're trying to monitor your dog's movements in real time. However, when the app and the collar did sync correctly, the interface was clear and easy to navigate. We appreciated how simple it was to create and adjust virtual fences. Just be prepared to troubleshoot a bit during setup sometimes. It's as simple as turning the collar off and back on again. Also, make sure your collar's firmware is updated before testing. This could help improve performance, and you'll have access then to the latest features. Now let's address the cost. The Invisible Fence GPS collar isn't cheap. It comes with an upfront cost for the collar itself and a yearly subscription fee of about $99 as of right now. That said, you do get your first year of the subscription for free, which is pretty awesome. It's also nice to know that you're paying for a well-known brand with a long history in the pet safety industry. If you're looking for a reliable brand that offers good customer support and a long-term solution for your dog, this might be worth the investment. Finally, let's wrap up with our overall experience. We appreciated the simplicity of the setup and how the collar itself fits comfortably on dogs of different sizes. Kona seemed completely at ease wearing it. The beeping vibration and the optional static correction feedback are a great way to train your dog to understand boundaries. But remember, you'll need to invest some time in training just to ensure that your dog responds properly. On the other hand, the app could use some improvements, especially regarding real-time tracking accuracy. It's also important to know that while the collar alerts you when your dog exits the boundary, it didn't provide precise, immediate tracking in our experience. We'd love to see some updates from Invisible Fence that enhance this functionality in future models. It's something I would guess that they could roll out just with software updates. So is the Invisible Fence GPS collar worth it? Well, if you're looking for a reputable brand with solid customer support and you're willing to put in the time for training, it could be a good option for your pup. But if you're expecting perfect real-time tracking, you might find yourself a bit frustrated depending on where you're planning to use it. Don't forget to click the link in the video description to get an exclusive discount on your dog's Invisible Fence GPS collar. In the meantime, keep those tails wagging, and I will see you in the next video.